So I know I definitely need to modify this timing cover or make a different idea altogether. So moving on, what I'm going to do is we've got a Honda Civic Type R timing cover, and I think that's perfect for the job. The hole sizes are a little bit smaller because they're 6mm, not quarter, and the seal size is a little bit large compared to what we want on the end of the crankshaft, but that'll do perfect. And after the band sawing, fortunately for the rest of the machining, I've got a CNC sledgehammer. So yeah, sorted, ready to go. Marvellous. Hello, welcome to AG Engineering. This video is going to be a bit of an update on what's going on so far with the BSA project I'm working on. It'll be a mix of clips and bits and bobs of what I've been doing. I'll try and get them in the right order. The progress is fairly slow at the moment, and you'll see why. Hopefully we get back onto it fairly soon, and I get this job done I'm trying to do. So you'll see what I mean in a bit. So on with the video. There's our left hand lock nut. The tab washer is only 40 thou thick, so it's not going to make a massive difference. Next I'm going to find a little piece of cardboard and just experiment with the shape for that. There it is, by the miracles of modern CAD technology, cardboard aided design. We've got a approximate shape of how this wants to be. So using our little clay model, and doing a little bit of carving and basing it on the shape of our cardboard template. We know that'll fit inside the timing cover. We've got a very crude model of what we're aiming for, so I'll go and 3D scan that into SolidWorks and run it through Splicer and produce a 3D print of it. No, not really. I'll go carve it out with a bit of plastic with a bandsaw and a knife. Back to the garage. See you in a minute. So we can see the progression from there, from a cardboard template to a clay model to a nylon model before we do the aluminium block. I'll get some holes drilled into this now. After much messing about, shaping, milling, sanding, we've got that. We can probably leave a little bit more material on this corner. I was trying to judge the height and the radius on the inside of the outer timing cover. We're fairly close to the crank there, so we only need a short pipe in the end of the crank. We are going to have to shim and pack under the oil pump so that the oil pump sits level with this gasket surface. I may have to round that bolt head off or thin it down slightly, because I'm still struggling a little bit with clearance issues there. And round the other side, I've also got to consider the clearance on the oil pump body there. I'm trying to get as close as possible. I can probably round that corner off a little bit. The next problem, as you've no doubt considered, is I've got to have an oil seal in that side for the crank end, and I've got to get oil feed through from this bit here through the body up and into where the oil feed is. I could leave, now I know, sorry I'm drifting with the camera, I could leave more material here to beef this up to give us room to get through. So I may make yet another prototype in nylon. What I need to do is try and make that shape more accurately, that attempt. It's getting closer, but it's taking some doing, and it's to fit into there, as we know from previous efforts, but I need every bit of space I can muster. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take another piece like that and put a sort of bridge across between there, and then I'm going to cast that bit in resin, that half. I've got some a resin casting kit thing. It'll cast in clear resin, what they do for jewellery and various things. So I'm going to cut this piece out and shape it to fit there and hot glue it into that part. Then we've got a little bridge, because I don't need all of this. This now is, believe it or not, 5 days later, something like that, since I poured this resin in there. It's took ages to go off, and it's still a little bit tacky in some areas. After a couple of hours of filling, sanding and reshaping, there's our block ready for making the casting out of. I've also drilled and tapped a hole in there, or a screw in, to be able to pull it out the mould. Well, that's our resin block from our casting from our timing cover. A lot of this I won't repeat what's already been done far better on YouTube by other people, Myford Boy, John Mills, loads of others that do sand casting and aluminium casting far better than me. So I'll just shoot some rough video and skip through it in the editing. I thought that was going to pop then. I think there's a bit too much moisture in my sand. Well, I haven't got enough vent holes, but it bubbled up like a balloon. We'll see what that turns out like back when it's cold. That's not turned out too bad. I'll get that out of the sand and we'll see what it looks like. Now this is attempt number 2. I've got the box set up. I've done moulding last night, and the furnace is away again. I'll just show you that one that came out, that casting that came out of the last one. That's what came out of the last one. It's a little bit poor there. I don't think I poured it quick enough. I need to vent it, so I've got some vent holes in this this casting, and there's a porosity there that's actually quite big behind that hole. But it worked out, you know, it's getting there for the first attempt at casting. I'm quite sort of happy with it. There's the pattern we're working from. This lot, I'm just, the regulator for the furnace I went to this morning, and it's just on maximum output all the time, so that hasn't lasted very long at all. So I've swapped it over. I've got a regulator for the brazing torch. I've nicked that one, and actually it's more standard. I can just swap the hoses over and leave one regulator on the gas bottle then. So back to the furnace, and we'll see how we're progressing. Nice and toasty in there. It's not melting yet. I'll whack the temperature up a little bit. I think it's probably just starting. Removing the dross. I put some dross in flux in a little bit earlier on. So there we can just see the little spot there where it's vented. That's worse than the other one. Start again. I'll bring the camera. I need to work out where I'm going wrong here. Fail. Okay. Alright, this is attempt number 3. Yeah, it's a bit time consuming. I'll come back when we've got a bit further along. So there's the mould done again. I'll take the pattern out of it and then do the top part. Right, it is not supposed to be doing that. The only thing I think of is my sand's too wet. It's gassy, it's steaming as I'm pouring the hot metal in. I'll have to do some research. I don't think that's going to turn out very good because it's bubbled up everywhere. We'll see in about 15 minutes. We'll have another look, and if that don't work, that's it for today. Time to go in and do something else. Well, that's the third attempt, and definitely not. That looks like steam or something's making it bubble. I must have my sand far too wet. I'm starting to think everyone else uses Petra Bond, Man's Bond, oil bonded sands, so I might do that, might change over and try that instead, but I'm not having very good success at all with this, unfortunately. Well, another fine day, and we'll try again. Progression of the oil feed block so far. We've got the paper template there, a radius gauge for the oil pump, one made in plasticine to give me an idea of where we're going, modelling clay, whatever you want to call it, first attempt with a piece of nylon, carving one out. That's some hot melt glue formed in the timing cover, outer timing cover, to try and give me an idea of the shape. That was the next attempt of shaping and milling one. And they're the wrong way round. That's the first casting. I'll show that earlier on in this video. I've filled it because I'm going to use it as another pattern to do another casting from. So I want to just smooth that out a little bit. That was actually a better one. This is today's efforts. That's the first attempt. We've got a great big void there. Yeah, that's not worked, has it? And then that's the last one I've just done. And again, at the bottom, it's terrible. This is with the in-gate and the out-gate idea. Now, I'm thinking the sand's too wet and it's generating steam. I'm also looking at that, where I'm going in and I'm having to drop down onto there. I'm wondering if this in-gate should be flowed down to there a little bit more, so that it's got sort of a smooth flow. But it's worked quite well at this side, and then as it's filled up there to the out gate, it's not looking too bad. It's just that bit there, and it's a little bit rougher than I would have liked. I need to compact my sand a bit. I may have one more attempt with the green sand, and then I'm going to try that oil bonded sand, I think, or make my own, because the people that cast it on YouTube seem to prefer the oil bond, especially like Mr. Pete 222 or Tubal Cane. They seem to get good results, so I'll have a go with that. But yeah, that's the evolution of the oil feed block on the BSA engine so far. There's quite a lot of work gone on behind the scenes.